With a fervent plea, he urged me to embrace the unthinkable, driven by a desperate hope to save what we once cherished together. The revelation of what occurred will leave you completely astounded. As we prepare to set forth on this adventure, take a moment to show your support by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel, where more enthralling and extraordinary stories await you. The room lies cloaked in shadows, its only illumination the soft glow of streetlights filtering through the curtains. Perched at the edge of our bed, I feel a tremor coursing through my fingers as they clutch the delicate fabric of my nightgown. The air crackles with an electric tension, a force that has been building, waiting to erupt for years. We stand on the brink of a summit that demands our full attention, a moment neither of us can afford to ignore. In the dim light of the room, a name echoed softly, Sarah. His voice, a mere whisper, slices through the silence with the sharpness of a blade. Would you be able to lend me a hand with a task, please? I steal a glance at him, my husband, his face a tapestry woven with longing and urgency, each emotion pulling at the threads of our shared silence. His eyes, once a source of warmth and familiarity, now hold a shadowy depth that sends a chilling shiver through my very core. What weighs on your mind, Mark? My voice escapes, laced with a mixture of fear and resignation. He halts, his gaze wandering to the shadowy corner of the room where our dog, Max, lies in serene slumber, blissfully ignorant of the storm brewing around us. I long for you to share a bed with Max while I watch from the shadows. The words hang in the air, a twisted cry that threatens to unravel the very fabric of what we've built together. My heart races, pounding against my chest, desperate to escape the crushing weight of his words. You can't be serious, I manage to utter, my voice trembling with disbelief and horror. I am, he asserts, his voice sharpening like a blade. It is an absolute necessity for me. If you choose to take this step, I promise you our marriage can endure just as it once was. I stare at him, a deep, penetrating look, searching for the essence of the man I married, the man I thought I knew inside and out. Before me stands an enigmatic figure, driven by desires that slip through my grasp, and should I refuse, I ignite a fire within, my resolve hardening with each heartbeat. Then we're done, he declares, his voice devoid of warmth, his eyes cold and unwavering. The air thickens, the walls closing in as the weight of his ultimatum wraps around me like a vice. As I delve into the depths of our intertwined lives, the joy and affection we once held dear now lie shrouded in the shadows of a distorted expectation. All right, I whisper, the word hanging in the air, heavy and sharp like the taste of burnt remnants. Yet if I choose to move forward with this decision, the last chapter of our marriage will unfold tonight. Retreat is not an option. He nods, a deliberate and calculated movement, sealing our fate in that fleeting moment. I push myself up, my legs trembling as I navigate the space toward Max. He awakens, his tail a blur of confusion and delight, a joyful dance that mirrors my own heart's flutter. Behind me, I can feel Mark's breath quickening, his anticipation weaving through the already thick, heavy air. The air crackles with anticipation, the stage set with precision for a spectacle whose consequences linger just out of reach. As I reach for the door of our bedroom, the lock snaps shut, echoing with a jarring intensity that feels like the crack of a gunshot. It compels me to reflect on the path that brought us here, how love can transform into something entirely foreign. As I stand at the edge of a threshold I never imagined I would reach, a wave of awe envelopes me. What comes next in this unfolding tale? What happens when the door creaks open again, revealing the remnants of a life we once knew? The next morning the house radiates an eerie presence, a hollow shell of what it once was. I navigate the shadowy halls, each step echoing in the silence that surrounds me, every step reverberated with the chilling memories of the night before. The sunlight seeps through the windows, its rays almost mocking, casting elongated shadows that creep across the floor like silent accusations, whispering secrets of the past. In the kitchen, the very heart of our home, echoes of laughter linger, memories of mornings spent over steaming cups of coffee, weaving a tapestry of joy that once filled the air. The silence now envelopes everything, a heavy shroud that presses down, resonating with an intensity that grips the very core of existence. I fill my cup, observing the steam swirl and twirl in graceful spirals, but it does little to dispel the chill that has settled deep within my bones. Seated at the table, my gaze drifts to the empty chair across from me, a haunting echo of Mark's presence that once brought warmth to this space. The absence looms like a dark cloud, a palpable void where his essence should fill the space. Thoughts swirl in my mind, looping through the moments, each one a fragment of a puzzle. As I strive to grasp how we arrived at this pivotal juncture, the phone's piercing ring shatters the stillness, slicing through the fabric of my thoughts like a knife. It is my sister Laura, her voice laced with an unsettling worry that sends a chill down my spine. "Sarah, how are you navigating through these tumultuous days?" she asks, her voice a gentle whisper laced with curiosity. "I'm managing," I reply, my voice flat and emotionless, masking the turmoil that rages beneath the surface. The sheer volume of it all is utterly staggering, leaving one breathless and struggling to comprehend. She releases a deep sigh, heavy with unspoken understanding. "Shall I come over to your place?" Now is not the moment for isolation. A wave of uncertainty washes over me, freezing my thoughts in place. Companionship looms large, a dual force of comfort and unease, and as I reflect, I find myself ready to voice this truth at last. A fleeting moment beckons for contemplation. As the call came to a close, I found myself wandering back to the bedroom, the haunting ground where the horrors of last night had played out. The bed lies in disarray, sheets twisted and thrown aside, a testament to my frantic escape. I avert my eyes, losing myself in the familiar yet profound ritual of packing. Each item I place into my suitcase feels like a piece of my soul, meticulously preserved within its depths. The doorbell rings, slicing through the silence and pulling me abruptly from my reverie. Mark stands there, his face a canvas painted with the hues of guilt and steely resolve. He stands at the edge, heart racing, caught in a moment of uncertainty, as he contemplates stepping into the abyss of the unknown. "Sarah, can we talk?" His voice echoes with a quiet urgency, laced with a hint of desperation that pulls you in. I nod, stepping back just enough to let him in, all the while keeping a watchful distance between us. In the living room, a heavy silence wraps around us, thick with unspoken thoughts that linger in the air. "I never imagined it would lead to this," he starts, his eyes drifting away from mine, as if the weight of his words could shatter the fragile silence between us. I found myself lost in thought. Maybe it contained the key to healing the rift that had torn us apart. In a manner that defies explanation, is it possible to heal what has been shattered? My voice rises, tinged with incredulity. By breaking us in a way that defies all understanding? He stares intently at the ground, his fingers moving in a steady dance of clasping and unclasping in his lap. It felt inexplicably surreal. Yet an undeniable chasm began to form between us. I held on to the hope that by taking this step, a chasm would close, revealing a new way for you to see me, one that had remained hidden until now. I stare at him, this man who once wove himself into the very fabric of my life, now standing before me as nothing more than a distant shadow. "Mark, you have shattered everything into pieces. This marks the moment when there is no turning back." He nods, a solitary tear escaping to trace a path down his cheek. "I understand completely. I never meant for it to end like this." The dialogue drips with tension, a reluctant exchange that dances on the edge of finality, each word heavy with the weight of an impending goodbye. As he leaves, the door slams shut, resonating like the final, crushing blow to the very core of our bond. Once more in solitude, I delve into the act of packing, each item a haunting reminder of a life that has quietly faded into memory. The weight of the decision hangs heavy, the road ahead cloaked in uncertainty, but from the fog, one undeniable truth begins to take shape. The life I once knew has shattered into fragments. Amidst the ruins, I must unearth a way to rebuild. The dwelling, once a sanctuary, now looms like a crypt of memories, each shadow whispering secrets of the past. As I pack, each item feels like a stone in my chest, a haunting echo of the life I once thought was my own. My hands move with a haunting rhythm, folding clothes and gently wrapping fragile items, as if in this ritual I could somehow trap the pain and confusion that swirl within me. The silence is abruptly pierced by the insistent buzz of my phone, a message from Emily flashing on the screen, asking if I need help. I contemplate her offer, the idea of someone else witnessing my disgrace making me hesitate. Yet, the solitude engulfs me, a heavy shroud that suffocates the very essence of my being. I reply with a simple yet eager "yes, please." As I sit on the edge of the bed, the very place where everything fell apart, anticipation courses through me thick and heavy, as I await Emily's arrival. A photograph on the nightstand captures my attention, pulling me into its depths. On our wedding day, Mark and I stood side by side, glowing with what I thought was an unbreakable bond, a love that could withstand anything. I lift it gently, my fingers gliding over our faces, now transformed into the visages of strangers. As Emily steps into the room, an air of quiet comfort envelopes those around her, drawing them into her serene aura. Silently, she steps in to help with the packing, her movements imbued with a focused determination that speaks volumes. Her empathy echoes within me, a profound understanding that intertwines with my need for solitude, a delicate balance of connection and space. "Sarah, shall we delve into this together?" she finally asks, her voice soft and inviting, a delicate balance of curiosity that draws you in without pressure or urgency. I shake my head, uncertainty thickening the air around me. I present her with a meticulously chosen stack of books, ready to be tucked away into the depths of memory. Amidst the stillness of our toil, a delicate symphony unfolds. The gentle rustle of paper intertwines with the occasional clink of objects as they settle into their new homes within the boxes. As I enter the living room, my gaze is irresistibly pulled to the couch where Mark and I once shared countless moments, his arm encircling me, a comforting embrace that now feels like a distant echo of warmth. Emily locks eyes with me, her touch gentle as she rests her hand on my arm. Sometimes the greatest struggle emerges from letting go of the truths we once held dear. Her words pierce the fog of my numbness, sharp and relentless. I nod, a tide of tears threatening to spill over once more. It caught me off guard entirely, leaving me breathless and bewildered. What force could drive him to utter such a question? What led him to think that would heal the rift between us? Emily releases a soft sigh, settling beside me, her hand delicately resting on mine. People traverse the depths of their anguish in strange and unexpected ways. He craved an intense encounter, something to shatter the monotony of his existence, to awaken the dormant emotions within him once again. Still, that cannot excuse what he has done. Once again, the doorbell echoes through the silence. This time, it's my sister Laura who stands at the center of it all. As she crosses the threshold, a deep line of concern carves into her forehead, her eyes scanning the chaos that lingers in the aftermath of my departure. With a soft smile, she approaches, a box cradled in her arms. "I've brought a few of your belongings from my place," she says, setting it down carefully on the table, the air thick with unspoken memories. "I thought these could prove valuable to you." The three of us continue to pack, each lost in our own thoughts, the air thick with unspoken emotions. Laura's presence intertwines a web of tension, rich with the warmth of family support, yet darkened by a lurking undercurrent of judgment. Her eyes reveal a hidden question, a silent plea she holds back from uttering. As the hours slip away, the house grows ever more desolate, stripped not just of my belongings, but of the vivid dreams and laughter that once echoed through these walls. With every box I seal, a piece of my soul is trapped within, the part that held dear the memories of Mark, that once dared to envision our shared future. The sun sinks beneath the horizon, casting its fiery orange glow through the windows, painting the walls with a breathtaking tapestry of farewell colors. As Emily and Laura stepped away, a vow hung in the air between them, a promise to reunite with the dawn of the next day. Once more I stand in solitude, encircled by boxes, the house echoing with the haunting silence of memories long past. Heart racing with a mix of hope and trepidation, I grasp the phone tightly and start to dial the number of the therapist I've been pondering for what feels like an eternity. The time has come, not just to leave this place behind, but to confront the tumultuous storm that brews within my soul. The conversation is brief yet charged, a meeting set for the very next day, the air thick with anticipation. As I sink into the couch, a fortress against the bed that holds the shadows of haunting memories, I am drawn into a whirlpool of thoughts, replaying the day's events in my mind. The challenges loom large as I strive to rebuild my very essence, to reclaim my identity beyond this bond, and to heal from the shock of betrayal and treachery. As the night thickens around me, my resolve intensifies. With the first light of dawn approaching, I prepare to set forth on a new adventure.